Hello and welcome to Spinners and Winners. I'm Jonathan Karl. Today we caught up with former First Lady Laura Bush, who talked to us about life after politics, the advice that she gave Ann Romney, and she offered us an exclusive look at her recent trip to Africa with former President Bush. Mrs. Bush, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're here for the AIDS conference, and for the first time, really, we're starting to hear optimism on the struggle against AIDS, and a lot of people are giving credit, serious credit, to President Bush.
Well, it is very heartening to hear the good news, and the good news is that there's not that much mother-to-child transmission anymore, which is great here in the United States and even in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa.
Does it look like there are classes in line?
You've just made your second trip to Africa
That's
in
right.
like 7 or 8 months. Why Africa?
It's just a way to build on what was already established there. Many women now live in Africa that are HIV positive because they're on ARVs, but then they're dying of cervical cancer. And cervical cancer is easily tested for and easily treated if it's not advanced.
So on this latest trip, you mentioned you went and actually refurbished a clinic.
That's right.
Did some painting. I noticed President Bush seemed to get a little more paint on himself in some cases
Than I did.
Yeah, so...
I was a very neat painter.
Do you let him paint around the house?
No, actually.
So you say you're out of politics. I was surprised to see that neither you nor President Bush are even going to the Republican convention.
That's right.
Well, why is that?
Well, both Bushes are not going. George's dad played the age card,
Right.
as he
That's
says
a
to
little easier
me.
for him, yeah.
He loves to say that. But we just felt like we'll be watching from the sidelines. We did stop by the Romney campaign yesterday when we were in Boston and gave a pep talk to all the kids, the young people who were working on the campaign there.
Is it hard for either one of you, but is it hard for the president to stay on the sidelines when you see Democrats out there, even President Obama, attacking the Bush legacy, putting a lot of blame on...
Not really. I mean, George made a conscious decision when he left that we left. I mean, we're gone. That's what happens in the U.S. The president moves out of the White House and another one moves in, and he didn't want to second guess any decisions that President Obama made. And frankly, that isn't his personality anyway. You know, he wouldn't be carping in the press about anything or anyone. And so we know what politics is like. We know that, people love to blame somebody else. That's just a fact of life in politics. And, I think George makes an easy target.
Ann Romney has found herself attacked from time to time during this campaign. What kind of advice do you have for Ann Romney?
Well, the same advice I'd give to anyone. For number one, to really enjoy a campaign. They're fabulous. It's an unbelievable life experience that very few people get. To travel to every corner of our country, which is what happens in these campaigns. It's very exciting and exhilarating and meeting people everywhere. I'm sorry that First Ladies are being attacked. I don't think I ever was, really, or at least if I was, George didn't ever tell me.
Jeb Bush, who I believe you know, Jeb Bush has said that the Republican Party is at risk of getting too intolerant, that today's Republican Party probably couldn't even nominate Ronald Reagan. What's your take?
Well, I don't know that I believe that. I don't think that's true. I mean, I see Republicans everywhere. Of course, a lot of my best friends are Republicans, as you might guess. And I don't see that. When you have your conventions, when you have your debates, obviously people, are trying to, in the Democratic Party, they're trying to out-left-wing their opponents. And in the Republican Party, they're moving as far to the right as they possibly can. But those are the two poles of both parties. And there are plenty of people in the middle of both parties also who are more moderate, and I know that.
And that's it for Spinners and Winners. For ABC News and Yahoo News, I'm Jonathan Karl. You can follow me all week long on Twitter, @JohnKarl, or on Facebook. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.